Hi everyone! I'm back today with a little something different. So I was just kind of sitting on my couch and thinking, what if I had AI make my book characters? So today I'm going to be making my book characters from my first novel, Wander Among Shadows. It's actually been 5 years since I published this, and I can't believe it's been that long. So in order to celebrate with everybody, the books will be 15% off in hardcover and paperback over on Amazon through the end of February. Now, to make the AI versions of my characters, I'm going to use ChatGPT. They're not sponsoring this video, they just happen to be the app that I had on my phone. I might use another AI for my other books because I do plan on making a video for those books too, but I'm just going to be using this one for Wander Among Shadows. And I'm not going to do every single character in the novel, just most of the main ones and some that have a little bit more dialogue and involvement in the plot. And a lot of the descriptions that I'm going to be using for the AI are coming directly from the novel. Alright, let's get into it. So my first character, of course, is Sarah Parker. She is the main character in the story. So she is described as a Puritan woman, age 22, honey brown hair, with bright blue eyes, almost turquoise in color. I kind of pictured her like not like model pretty, but kind of like girl next door sort of pretty, so I'll just describe her as that. Girl next door kind of pretty. Let's see. Okay, can see that. She almost looks like a mix of Shailene Woodley and Alexis Bledel. But she looks way too happy for the content of the story, so let's fix that. And I also feel like her hair is a bit too dark. Okay, so we'll say make her less smiley and her hair color just a tad bit lighter. But now, see, like, I feel like it muted her eyes. Like, I liked them before when they were brighter. Okay, so let's say, now make her eyes more vibrant and turquoise. The hair almost looks blonde now, but I could live with that. I think that works. Yeah, that looks good, so I'll keep that one. Before I go any further, I apologize for the typos when I'm putting this in. Sometimes I have sausage fingers with my phone. So our next character is Sarah's mother, Mary, who is the matriarch of the family, of course. So she is described as a Puritan woman in her late 50s, has muted blue eyes and light brown hair, some gray strands in her hair, a few facial wrinkles, I almost feel like she looks too old. Like, it looks like someone more in their late 60s, so let's change that and say make her a tad bit younger. Now I almost feel like she's too young. But I think that works, so I think I'll keep that one. Okay. Mary. Okay, we're moving right on down the family tree. I'm gonna do Sarah's eldest sibling, John, first, and then I'll just do the rest of the siblings in order. Okay, we have a Puritan man in his late 30s. And like the other members of his family, he has brown hair, and muted blue eyes, stern face, average height, and build. Yeah, that's him. I actually think he looks a bit too mean, which I don't know if I necessarily wrote him like that. Well, maybe I did. But yeah, that's pretty much how I pictured him, so that works. Okay, I'm gonna skip for a minute and I'm gonna go to John's wife, Anne. So she is described as a Puritan woman in her late 30s, short and plump, warm, round, childlike face, bouncy blonde curls. Yeah, that works. This one actually gave me a few options, but I feel like some of them look like a woman you would see on like your cake batter box. So I'm gonna go with this one because I think it looks the most realistic, and that definitely works for like kind of how she was in my mind. So the next sibling we have is Hannah, who is the eldest sister. Okay, so say Puritan woman in her early 30s, stick thin and tall, chocolate brown wavy hair, and golden hazel eyes. Her neck is like really long. But otherwise, I think that's pretty good. Hair's maybe a little bit darker than I would have expected, but yeah, I can definitely see that being Hannah. Her eyes are really vibrant too. Our next sister is Elizabeth. So say Puritan woman in her late 20s, short, and I described her as looking like Sarah with her hair and eye color, so I'll say bright blue eyes and light brown hair. Yeah, I can definitely see how her AI and Sarah's AI would be siblings, so that definitely works. And our next sibling is Joseph. So, just a note before I do his, sometimes when I'm writing my characters, I'll have an actor in mind, and it's not necessarily because I want that actor to play that character, but sometimes I might take inspiration from either that actor's behavior or looks or the way they sound. So for Joseph, I actually took inspiration in regards to his height and long brown hair from our beloved Sam Winchester, Jared Padalecki. So, let's see how he looks in AI. We have a Puritan man, 23 years old, tall, with a well-built frame, strong, handsome facial features, thick, chocolate, brown, wavy, and I'll say shoulder length hair, golden hazel eyes. Ooh, hello. Ooh, that's a very good looking Puritan man right there. Okay, I like it. That's actually kind of how I pictured him in my head too, so very nice, Joseph. Okay. And I don't know why I keep saying their heights because they're not giving me full-length images anyway, but okay. Next sibling. We have Peter, who is the youngest member of the family. So we'll say Puritan boy, 16 years old, thin with gangly limbs, and light brown hair Yeah, that works for him too. Yeah, he definitely has that like young teenage kid look to him, so that works. And just to note too, most of my characters are based off of real people, so the Parkers are all actual historical figures, but some, like the next three, are going to be my own creations. So next up we have Sarah's friend Lydia. So she is a Puritan woman with a vibrant personality, auburn hair, and gray eyes. And I'll say late teens. Aw, she's cute. You can definitely see like the warmth in her personality, so I definitely like that. Next we have Sarah's love interest Samuel, and he's another one that was inspired by an actor by whom I consider to be one of the most handsome men ever, Richard Armitage. So let's see what he comes out like. So he is a Puritan man in his early 20s, handsome, with jet black hair and icy blue eyes. Tall. Okay, we have another handsome man here. Oh my god, the stereotypical Puritan costumes they keep showing are really sending me, like, they're so cartoonish. His lips are maybe a little too pink and his eyes not as pale as I would like, but this definitely works. Okay, the next character we have is Martha, who is Sarah's friend. I won't say how they become friends to not give away spoilers. So let's describe her as Puritan woman in her late 20s or early 30s. Bright red hair with emerald eyes. Beautiful face. And I won't say generous figure because it's probably not specific enough for AI. So I'll say curvy figure. Yes, another one giving me two options. This one I actually feel like her body is too big for her head, like proportionally her head should be bigger. So yeah, then I'm gonna go with this one just because it looks like the head and body match better. I almost feel like she's too pretty, but I feel like that's just par for the course with AI. I feel like they all use the same beautiful woman template and then just throw different features on her. Now, did I purposely plan for two of Sarah's friends to be redheads? Probably. I guess I wanted them to parallel each other. I started writing the story when I was 12 and then rewrote it like more than 6 years ago at this point, so it's a little bit hard to remember. And we have our last character, Reverend John Hale, who actually was a real person as well. So we'll say he is a Puritan man in his 50s, brown hair with gray strands and a few wrinkles on his face, kind eyes. I don't know, I feel like this really wasn't a beard era, so I'm going to say remove the beard. That works better. Okay. Alright, so here are the characters all together. I can't really say if I have a favorite or not. I think they all came out pretty good. The only ones that maybe I'll say I was a bit more about were Mary, Elizabeth, Hale, and maybe Peter. But overall, I like how they came out, so it was really cool seeing them brought to life. I'm not sure when I'll be doing the next video for the Shores of Chaos series, and I'm not sure if I'll do that in 1 or 2 videos, since most of the characters in the first book are the same ones in the second book. But we'll see when I'm ready to do that one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all next time. Don't forget to check out Shores of Chaos over at Amazon. The link will be in the description below. Hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.